This is Bidirectional. I'm gonna demo my little saturator for Firecracker, and it's built using NATS. All the communication happens from a browser over WebSockets, including the messages that are dispatched. There's three types of messages. There is one word, 3 sentences, and about 2K of tokens that are going as input. So if we just spawn this and hit play, you can see that every duration set here. There is an instance of a Firecracker being spun up, boots up, connects to Microsoft Azure, authenticates, does the inference, and comes back with the result. The times to the top are seconds, so you can see 1.2, 1.3 seconds from a warm boot to the result being back in the queue. Now you can crank this up a little bit to speed this up, see what happens. Let's say at about 72 seconds. So on the right hand side, you can see it's using currently 27 pulls out of 150. You can see that the Jetstream showing 23 messages being processed. Most likely all of those that are waiting to be acknowledged. So this number is not amount of queue items, but how many needs to be acknowledged, completed, and after after being sent back. So anyways, currently we already sent out 38,000 tokens, roughly doing about 400 tokens a second. Altogether we sent 800 messages, 700 messages, sorry, from the beginning. Now it gets interesting when you saturate it using, let me just ease up on this, let it finish. Maybe stop completely. Interesting. Anyways, back. Go back to 2K messages. You can see that they are actually being streamed. Yeah, so when you switch to 2K, the messages are longer. So the inference endpoint is set to the SSE streaming back to the service that's relays this to NATS. So everything is happening sort of using the method that was delivered by the endpoint provider. And again, you can saturate this. You can now see that these jobs are taking longer. Therefore, the pool is actively keeping all of those memories. Yes, the time to release is a lot longer. You can see that currently 54 messages are in the queue being acknowledged, which corresponds roughly to how many pulls are up right now. Now we can crank this up a little bit to start the overflow, and you can see that the memory across all is reaching. We're running a crease. Well, I need to ease this down, or it's gonna implode. 150 pulls. We're currently running 1K tokens a second, and I can mess this up a little bit by adding back this and adding back this. Actually, let me slow this down a little bit. Wait for those to ease up a little bit. So we're okay. It's slowing down. 127. So you can see the jobs are finishing. I guess if you push it further, nothing bad's gonna happen. They will simply get queued up. But I don't know where the threshold is. So so if I push it to 20 milliseconds, then it's just gonna go, and most of all, it's gonna kill my UI. Yes. So on the back end, the scaling is really happening without any effort. not scaling, sorry, the distribution of all these requests. So if we switch from this into the small one-word one, almost done for those. An interesting thing happens because these are super small. Yes, entire round trip with the time to retrieve the tokens is half a second. Yeah, 0.5. Now this is the other colors spawn up a little bit slower, and now a mix of those two together. So between 1 words and 3 sentences, very short queries. I mean, enough to do some reasoning on very basic assignment. That's only 18 pools occupied, but you can see that now we're doing about 1700 tokens a second. And again, just tiny bit, small changes, huge difference. $1,600 tokens per second. Over 500,000 tokens we got back. Means that the session is already costing me $1. This small model. This is GPT 4.1 mini. Yeah, so you can see it's cranking. And if we just do the super small ones, then I think we can push it a little bit further. But at some point the UI will give up and saturate completely. You can see currently 27. I mean, it's pretty stable, 1,500 tokens a second. Let's add the three ones. So those will be a mix of small messages. You can see some of them are flashing around and take a little bit longer. These are the 3-second ones. But we're only running right now at about 1/3 of capacity. So if it wasn't for the UI, we could push this 3 times as faster. Well, but you can see it's fluctuating. Yeah. Whoops. Tetris style. All right, that concludes the demo. Any questions, please ping me back. It's Peter at conceptkernel.org. That's Peter at conceptkernel.org. Cheers. Bye.